Good day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Tridge webinar titled Global Influences Shaping the Sauces and Dressings Markets. I am your host for today. My name is Mzingaye Ndubiwa. I'm a global market analyst, part of the intelligence department at Tridge. And we have a very exciting program for you today with a lot of knowledgeable and diverse speakers. And we are excited for all of you to take part. So we're just going to start by introducing Tridge and some of our services and our sponsors as well. And then we're going to get to our main presentation. So Tridge is a global B2B marketplace platform for agribusinesses designed to help buyers and suppliers connect, engage, and build long-term relationships founded on trust. So at Tridge, we prioritize a two-way trust system where we verify our buyers and our suppliers so that we can ensure credibility and validity during the trade process. We also have our systems that are ensured through social platforms in order to instill a lot of quality relationships and also to promote a lot of our services and a lot of our engagements. And everything that we do is powered by our extensive, high quality agri data. And the Tridge Pavilion is an innovative platform designed to showcase a curated selection of high quality agribusiness products, enabling global buyers and suppliers to connect seamlessly. In collaboration with the Italian trade agency, the ITA, Pavilion enhances international trade opportunities by promoting Italian agribusinesses, facilitating efficient global market access, and fostering long term partnerships through data driven insights and a trusted marketplace environment. Right. So we at Tridge, um, as I said earlier, we are building a trusted global trade community in food and agriculture by blending professional networks with advanced data intelligence. And our mission is to become the premier destination for sourcing solutions, seamlessly connecting buyers and suppliers worldwide with unwavering confidence and efficiency while empowering a future of equity, resilience, and sustainability in the agri food sector. And when it comes to our services, you can generally place them in four main brackets. So the first being the data and analytics. So as I said before, we do have high level and extensive data on our platform, and then we also have insights wherein we interpret that data for our stakeholders so that they can make, actionable trade uh, where they can make actionable trade decisions using that data, and they can understand what's happening in the different markets. We also have our trade solution where we connect our verified buyers and our suppliers, and then last solution where we leverage our extensive global network to ensure seamless trade. Okay, so now we kindly implore you to fill in a survey at the end of the presentation, and you will also be sent recordings and answers to during our program that will be sent to you within 3 business days as well. Okay, so now we come to our main program. So our presentation is going to have two main sections, and then we're going to move to our panel discussion after that. So the first section is going to be dealing with global flavor trends in sauces and dressings. And the second session is going to be dealing with regional market insights opportunities, and challenges. And then we'll end off with our panel discussion. So, as I said at the beginning, my name is Mzingai Ndubiwa, and I'm a global market analyst here at Tridge, based in South Africa. And Evelyn Lee, a market analyst from our HQ in Korea, is going to be giving us a presentation shortly. And then after that, in our panel discussion, we're going to have Alpa from Turkey, who is a global supply chain manager, and Boyan, my colleague as well, from Serbia. And they are going to be um, answering questions during the panel discussion. Okay, so now we come to the beginning of the presentation. So just as a reminder, throughout the presentation, if you have any questions or any queries, please feel free to place them in the chat section. Make sure that they are clear and they're concise so that we can understand the query and we can get to it hopefully after the panel discussion during the Q&A session. Okay, so Evelyn, I'm going to hand it over to you. Please just briefly introduce yourself and then you can take over the presentation.
Okay. Thanks, MC. Hi, everyone. My name is Evelyn. I'm a global market analyst at Tridge, and I work at the HQ office. So I'll be taking over the presentation part of the webinar. And this is the table of contents. So first off, global flavor trends in sauces and dressings. So the sauce and dresses market is quite dynamic, is highly competitive, with major conglomerates and even mid-sized companies would launch new and bold, innovative flavors and products every year, which reflects how fast the trends are in this market and the evolving consumer taste. And so in this presentation, I'll explain how inflation, the increasing cost of dining out, is leading to higher demand for a wider variety of sauces and dressings. And I will also explain how an increasing health conscious consumer base is forcing companies to diversify their product line to provide more healthier alternatives, such as plant-based sauces. And so the key objectives for today's webinar is to understand how and why the sauce and dressing market is changing and learn market opportunities and trends. So as I said, the sauce and dressing market is growing quite rapidly. From the period from 2019 to 2023, the export of sauces and import of sauces has increased around 29 to 34%. Based on Tridge trade data. So the top 5 importers being the United States, UK, Canada, France, and Germany, and the top 5 exporters being China, US, Italy, Germany, and Thailand. And based on our Tridge Retail Intelligence Report, the products that are displayed on the slide are the top sauces and condiments sold in major e-commerce platforms in these 6 markets. So in North America, in Mexico, McCormick's mayonnaise with lemon is the top brand, the top product that consumers are buying. And in France, it's Amora ketchup, and in Korea, it's Otugi's tomato ketchup. So 2 notable facts is that ketchup, mayonnaise, those typical like must-have condiment is still the most popular choice for consumers to buy. And the squeeze type like plastic bottles is more preferred over glass bottles. And another is that Heinz, the brand and the company, appears here twice, which kind of shows their global presence. And the graph displayed here are the manufacturer landscape of the top 20 products that consumers are buying in the United States, France, and South Korea. So of the top 20 products that consumers are buying, there are 13 different manufacturers in the US, which shows how competitive this market is and how consumers in the US prefer to buy from multiple manufacturers. Whereas in France, it's 3 companies that are leading the market, Unilever, Aochan, and Heinz. And in South Korea, unlike France and United States, 1 company, otugi is taking the lead, taking a significant portion of the market. So one thing is that even though for each market, a different manufacturer is leading the market, Heinz takes up a significant portion of the market in each country, which shows how dominant they are and their high brand recognition. So that was more of a macro analysis of the market, and this is more of the product level trends that were observed the past few years. So hot sauces has become very popular the past few years, driven mostly by the younger Gen Z demographics. Just to put into perspective, just by looking at Google Trends, the keyword spicy food has increased around 300% from the period in 2019 to 2024, which shows how many people are preferring for spicier and hot sauces. And a lot of companies are also producing really eye-catching, odd, out-of-the-norm sauces. So for example, Frank's Red Hot Dill Pickle Hot Sauce, and also Heinz also produced a Every Sauce, which combines 14 of their most popular sauces into one bottle. So a lot of companies will do this more for marketing purposes. It creates buzz around the company's name. More people start talking about it. I mean, I'm talking about it. So it's good marketing. It's good for brand recognition. And as I've mentioned earlier, a growing health-conscious consumer means that that companies are now producing more healthier alternatives, such as low sugar, low sodium, or low calorie condiments and dressings. And they're also innovating and creating more plant-based condiments, such as almond-based sauce or no egg mayo. So moving on, regional market insights and opportunities and challenges. So when it comes to opportunity, inflation and increasing cost of dining out. So everything is much more expensive now. It's post-pandemic. There's a lot of different geopolitical tensions and events the past few years. And so it's just more expensive to eat out, to even get takeouts. And so a lot of more people are now eating indoors, cooking at home. And so according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, the grocery prices have increased about 1% in the past year, whereas restaurant meal prices has increased 4%. Therefore, there's a higher preference just to cook at home because it's more affordable now. And so because of this, there's an increasing demand for a wider range of sauces to kind of enhance the flavor of their home cooked meals. So it's easy, it's convenient, it's quick just to put some sauces on your meal. And it also kind of gives this experience that you're eating outdoors since you can't really make these sauces at home. And so there's more consumers who are looking for bolder sauces just to experiment at home and to try different things, which is also another reason why there has been a growing demand for bolder, more newer sauces and why companies has been producing so many different products and flavors. So sauce companies are expanding their product line, but also non-sauce companies are launching the sauce version of their most popular products as well, just to capitalize on this market opportunity. So a case study. So in South Korea, the sauce and dressings market is very competitive. There has been a huge growth in sales for sauces. So a lot of sauce companies in South Korea are now looking to export their products to overseas market. So for example, Dongwon Home Food launched their Vivid Kitchen brand in 2020, which is a diet management brand, and their sales grew quite a lot since they've launched in 2020. They've had an annual sales increase of 170%. And so a lot of their products are like low calorie, low sugar, and like vegan sauces. And so in this year, February, they've exported to Australia for the first time. And they've announced that they are now looking to export to the US, Europe, but also in Southeast Asia, like Vietnam. So a lot of companies are now looking towards other markets. And this is quite unique in South Korea. A lot of ramen, instant noodle companies are now entering the sauce market. So Parto is a very famous, well-known instant noodle manufacturer. They've just launched a new sauce brand called Dionysus, and it's very health oriented. They again also have low calorie, low sugar, plant based sauces. And Samyang Foods is another famous instant noodle manufacturer in South Korea. Their most popular product is Buldak instant noodle. It's the chicken mascot, if you've ever seen it near your store. Their sales has been increasing quite steadily over the years, and they've exported to the US and to Southeast Asia, and they've seen a huge success by exporting. And so now they're focusing their strategies and efforts into exporting more of their sauces, which is based on their instant noodle. So currently, they're doing this global marketing campaign called Splash Bulldog by visiting major cities across the world to promote their products. And to my knowledge, they're in New York right now. So when it comes to challenges, a lot of the sauce and dressings companies, they're not putting a lot of effort or their focus into sustainability, especially when it comes to their packaging. So as I've said earlier on the slide, a lot of their top products are squeezable plastic bottles, which isn't that eco-friendly. And as consumers are now more concerned about environment, about climate change, they want companies to step up and do more for the environment, rethink how they package their products. So Heinz is a case study that I brought today, and their aim is to make all of their products recyclable, reusable by 2025. And they've partnered with Pulpex, which is a packaging technology company, and they're creating this 100% renewable, recyclable bottle made from wood pulp. So they're in the stage of just testing it out before they release it to the market. And on the right is a picture of how that product would look like. So to conclude the presentation, if I would use only two words to explain the sauce and dressings market, it would be dynamic and it's growing. It's very sensitive to trends. A lot of companies are producing so many products every year. It's growing as well, so it's definitely a market that is worth observing. And so for companies, I suggest that they should adopt by innovating products and also seize the market opportunities by observing current trends, but also to look to the future with integrating sustainability, especially when it comes to their packaging. And if you want to know more in detail, we also have retail intelligence report that is published. And for sauce report, it will be published within this year. So that was it for my presentation. And I'll give it back to you, MZ.
Oh, thank you so much, Evelyn. That was quite informative. And there are a lot of interesting points that you raised there. The point about the health consciousness trend. And I think that's something that a lot of companies need to pay attention to because it's like a theme that is recurring in a lot of the things that we're researching. Our previous webinar on soft drinks, it was the same theme as well. So it seems like it's spreading across even demographics. Like you spoke about what's happening in Asia. You were talking about Asian companies wanting to export to Australia, to North America, and so on. So it's such a transferable trend, and I think companies need to pay close attention to that. The example also that you gave of Dongwon Home Food, the 170% sales increase, that was quite remarkable as well. So very very detailed and clear presentation. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Okay, now so we're going to move to our panel discussion, and we're going to tackle three main questions. And like I said earlier, please feel free to send your questions to the chats section so that we can answer the questions after this panel session. So since the presentation is over now, you may have some questions you want to ask. Please feel free to send them through. So the first question that we're going to be dealing with is how are global flavor trends evolving in the sauces and dressings market, and what regions are most innovative? So I'm going to pass this question to Boyan first, but I would like Alpa, if you can just introduce yourself quickly, and then Boyan, you can introduce yourself and go ahead and answer the question.
Thank you, MZ. I'm account executive and global supply chain manager in Turkey, and I'm also responsible for this region.
Thank you, Alper. Thank you, MZ. My name is Bojan Mijatovic, and as MZ mentioned, I'm a colleague and here in the MI intelligence team, a role global market analyst. My expertise and specialty is crop protection and agriculture production, with also advanced knowledge in organic production as well. And my role here at Tridge involves analyzing price market trends for various processed products and also for the fresh commodities like fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay, we can now move on to the first question. First of all, let me say a great presentation. Evelyn really covered all the main aspects of the sauce and dressing markets globally, and focusing on the increasing and emerging opportunities for the global stakeholders that they want to involve in this kind of commodities and this sector. On the first question, how are global flavor trends evolving in the sauces and dressing markets, and what regions are the most innovative? There are many aspects, and we cover them in the presentation as well, like the health conscious. But global trends are increasingly influences beside the health conscious trends in regional culinary preferences. Like consumers are increasingly interested in diverse culinary experiences, which leads to a surge in demand for ethnic sauces like sriracha, hoisin, and chimichurri. And the globalization of international food trends is making international flavors more accessible, which we are seeing in the past couple of years with products that reflect like regional specialties gaining popularity. I would like to point out four major or even five trends like fusion flavors, health and wellness that we mentioned before, bold spicy flavors, premiumization of the products as well, and of course the e-commerce growth. Let me go each section by section. So the fusion flavors. We are all witnessing that there's a growing demand for cross-cultural fusion flavors. For example, Asian-inspired flavors like Korean barbecue sauce and sriracha and Japanese miso are influencing Western markets. Similarly, or for Latin American flavors, for example, such as chipotle and jalapeno, are blending with global sauces and dressings. So there's also a notable example of fusion trend in Kikkoman, which we covered through our opinions and reports as well, being a major stakeholder and a manufacturer of sauces, who introduced a soy sauce with lime flavors, for example, catering to global consumers' desire for a blend of familiar and exotic tastes. So this is a fusion blend that is really, really interesting to consumers, and this is how the producers and manufacturers are pointing them out and having a unique selling points. Like Evelyn also mentioned, you need to be ahead of the market trends and offer to consumers something unique, but at the same time, it has to be tasteful. It has to be cost efficient, so not to price it too much and or too low. And going back now to health and wellness, which we will come across many times today on the webinar, consumers are seeking sauces with reduced sodium, sugar, and clean label ingredients. This trend is prominent almost globally, especially North America and Europe, where consumers are focusing on natural, preservative-free options. Alper will also mention this, like with certain brands, and for my example, I use Primal Kitchen in the US, who have successfully capitalized on this trend by offering dressing and sauces that are paleo, keto, or whole 30 approved. So these are various methods that they are using to outstand them on the market. So their avocado oil-based sauces emphasize clean label ingredients. So this is the healthy point of the product. So, and they're appealing to health-conscious consumers, which are and this is seeing a rapid growth in both US and Europe as well. Coming back to the flavors, bold, spicy flavors, regions like South America and Southeast Asia lead with bold, spicy sauces, catering to the consumer preferences of these regions, including, for example, chili-based sauces from Mexico and Thailand. And this appetite for the heat and spice is growing globally, especially in younger demographics. And some part that we covered in our opinions and report as well is premiumization. What does this mean? It's a tricky term, so that the market is witnessing a rise in premium sauces as consumers are willing to pay more for higher quality ingredients. This trend is especially evident in the Asian sauces markets, where average prices have increased significantly due to demand for authentic and gourmet options. Also, the Asian sauce market has grown substantially and is expected to continue expanding with a forecasted growth of over $165 billion by 2029. This growth is mainly driven by urbanization, like we mentioned, health trends, and regional culinary preferences. Mm, key sauces, sorry, are soy, hoisin, teriyaki, and gochujang, alongside major brands like the Kikkoman, the Lee Kum Kee, which are integral in the expanding of the market. And one or two points that I like to emphasize more, and these are in e-commerce growth. So the rise of online shopping platforms, which Evelyn also mentioned, like people are trying to reduce their costs, has made international sauces more accessible. For example, encouraging home cooks to experiment with diverse flavors. The accessibility is crucial for expanding for the unique sauces globally, and especially in the retail sector, e-commerce platforms are proving to be detrimental for the retailers and for the manufacturers as well. This in some of my previous analysis in Tridge opinions, I covered with the Korean food export to the United States, for example, which hit a record high in 2003, reaching $1.74 billion. It shows that Asian suppliers have their place in the global market, and there's an increase in demand for Asian sauces. And finally, what I would like to emphasize more are the plant-based and vegan sauces. We have all seen the rise of plant-based diets, which are spurred on social media, and this is driving the innovation in vegan sauces and dressing, with the key markets being North America and Europe. And finally, I would like to mention some examples and to point out the regions. The Asia Pacific region, particularly countries like Japan and South Korea, are leading in innovation with unique ingredients such as miso, and we will mention it a couple more times, gochujang and yuzu. And for instance, SMB Foods had introduced yuzu flavored sauces that cater to both local and international markets, capitalizing on the rising popularity of for citrus flavors, like I mentioned before, like this lime added flavor. And for example, in this year, the Asian sausage market is expected to reach almost 120 US billion dollars. So this is a major point that it shows that the global sauce and dressing market is expanding, and that it will be a trend that will continue in the following years. Alper, on to you.
Thank you, Boyan. Uh, Global flavors trends in the sauces and dressing market are evolving through the intersection of local authenticity and global accessibility. Increasingly, we are seeing a shift towards sauces that maintain their cultural roots while being adapted for global palates. Uh, the consumer demand for diverse, authentic, and bold flavors is driven by greater culinary curiosity, aided by the rise of digital media and global travel. This evolution is not just about fusing flavors from different cultures, but about bringing authentic regional flavors to the global stage. For instance, Asian sauces such as gochujang from Korea, soy-based sauces from Japan, and hoisin sauces from China are now mainstream in Western markets, reflecting a growing appreciation for the umami and fermented flavor profiles characteristic of these regions. Similarly, Mediterranean and Middle East sauces like tahini, harissa, and pomegranate molasses are becoming popular worldwide due to their complex, rich, and healthy attributes. In many cases, these sauces are slightly modified to suit local preferences, such as reducing the spice levels in traditionally hot sauces when entering European markets. Another major trend is health conscious innovation. Regions like North America and Europe are leading the change for clean label organic and low sodium sauces. Consumers in these markets are increasingly seeking sauces and dressings made with natural ingredients, free from preservatives and artificial additives. This is seen in the rise of brands like uh, Primal Kitchen and Sir Kensington's, which emphasize ingredients such as avocado oil, organic vinegars, and free range eggs in their formulations. The focus is not just on flavor, but on providing sauces that align with modern dietary trends like paleo, keto, and vegan. Meanwhile, fusion flavors continue to shape the global sauce landscape. A clear example is Heinz Mayo Chop, which combines mayonnaise and ketchup, blending familiar flavors into a single, easy to use product. Similarly, the Asia Pacific region continues to push the boundaries of innovation. For instance, Japan and South Korea are known for their exploration of fermented sauces like miso and gochujang, which cater to global demand for both exotic and health focused products. Lastly, locality is becoming a central theme as regional flavors are embraced globally. For example, Turkish pomegranate molasses and Middle East sumac-based dressings are seeing a more interest from health-conscious consumers looking for natural antioxidant-rich products. These trends highlight the growing sophistication in consumer taste, where authenticity and health benefits are just as important as flavor innovation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alper. Thank you so much, Boyan. As we can see from the answers they gave, there are a lot of things that stakeholders need to pay attention to. The fusion flavors that you just spoke about, Alper, and the cultural aspect of it. And Boyan spoke very well about the premiumization trend and also the issue about health concerns that even Evelyn made reference to. All this talk about sauces is making my colleague Boyan think about sausage now. Let's move on to our next question.
Thanks, CMZ, because it's the lunchtime, so it's really complementary sauces and sausages, So,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I understand. I understand.
and on the
Uh,
second question, yeah, go ahead, MZ.
okay, so the second question is, what are companies' most significant challenges when adapting global source and dressing products for regional markets? Maybe we'll start with Alpe on this one. Alpe, please go ahead.
Thank you, MD. One of the most significant challenges companies face when adapting global sources to regional markets is cultural adaptation without losing brand identity. Global brands must strike a delicate balance between maintaining their core flavors and adapting to local consumer preferences. For instance, while spicy and bold flavors may dominate markets in Southeast Asia and Latin America, regions like North Europe or the Middle East may prefer milder or tangier options. Thus, companies must navigate these states' differences while ensuring the essence of the product remains recognizable. In China, for instance, fast food chains like KFC localize their menu by introducing sauces that reflect local culinary traditions, such as spicy Sichuan sauce. On the other hand, brands like Heinz had to reformulate their iconic ketchup for Central Asian market, where consumers prefer a sweeter, spicier profile compared to the traditional tomato flavor favored in the West. Another significant challenge lies in navigating regulatory differences. Each market has its own food safety standards, labeling requirements, and ingredient restrictions. The European Union, for instance, has much stricter regulations on preservatives and artificial additives than the United States. This means global brands need to invest in research and development to create region specific formulations that comply with these varying standards. And a well known example of regulatory challenge is Nestle's Meiji sauce in India, which faced regulatory scrutiny over the permissible permissible levels of certain ingredients. This highlights the importance of localizing not just flavor profiles but also ensuring compliance with regional safety regulations. Ingredient sourcing and consistency is another hurdle. Depending on the region, the availability of certain key ingredients may vary, which can affect the final product's taste, texture, and or even shelf life. Sourcing locally is often necessary to meet demand, but it requires recalibrating receipts to ensure consistency across markets. For instance, sourcing high quality olive oil in Mediterranean regions may be easy, but maintaining the same quality at a competitive price in North America may pose challenges affecting both product formulation and pricing. Furthermore, pricing strategy need to be tailored to each region. Costs associated with ingredients, labor, and distribution differ significantly across markets. Companies need to maintain price competitiveness while ensuring that quality remains consistent. For instance, Tabasco had to reduce bottle sizes and adjust pricing when enters Southeast Asian market due to high import tariffs and intense local competition. This allowed them to appeal to price-sensitive consumers without compromising on their premium brand positioning. To overcome these challenges, companies can leverage data-driven insights and local partnerships. This is where Tridge platform plays a vital role by connecting companies with suppliers who can provide reliable sourcing solutions, ensuring that global brands maintain consistency, authenticity, and competitiveness in each region. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Alper.
you.
Boyan, do you want to add something to that?
Yes, MZ. Thanks, Alper, for the insights and valuable information.
Thank you.
Basically, you covered all the bases, and I may have been somewhat repetitive, but it just confirms the statement that the company's most significant challenges remain like cultural preferences, regulatory differences, ingredient sources and consistency, and the pricing strategy. These are the key factors that influence strategies, the sales, and everything related to the companies and manufacturers being successful in the sauce and dressings market. So basically, the cultural preferences, each market has their unique sense of flavors, and it's really delicate implementing something that is new. One of the biggest challenges is aligning these global flavors with local taste preferences. Something that may be popular in Southeast Asia or Latin America, maybe not just maybe like this hot and spicy, maybe not be suitable for the European and North American market. And this the manufacturers are using like those mild taste of these sauces, not to implement the same strength and same ingredients and same varieties as they are offering in different markets. So this is noted in Alper's examples of Heinz, ketchup, and Kikkoman and other major companies. They are adapting their strategy, and they're adapting in offerings of certain flavors in certain markets. And sometimes even manufacturers have to totally change their product for different markets, to reformulate the products to better align with local tastes. Also, what Halper mentioned, the regulatory differences when adapting products to meet regional regulatory standards for food labeling, preservatives, or additives is complex, especially for the EU, which, for example, has stricter regulations on artificial ingredients and preservatives compared to the US. I in last couple of weeks, maybe a month ago, I did a Tridge opinion regarding the, for example, China's strict food law and rejections of food imports. And most of the rejections were through the mislabeling. So, not the even if the traders have how to say excellent product, if they don't meet the regulatory criteria of the importing country, they are facing rejects, they are facing return of the shipment and increasing the cost of business, and then again adapting to the regulations and the regulatory requirement regarding labeling. Also, for various examples, there are various examples for one preservative being present in one product in one market, but it's not suitable for the other market. So basically, manufacturers have to be aware, and some of the benefits of Tridge platform as well is sharing the knowledge of this kind of insights, and also we are coming to the pricing strategies as well. Like Evelyn mentioned as well, our retail reports show a trend in prices in various global markets, and what products are the most expensive, what are the less expensive, what are the differences in packaging, and what is driving these markets. So the pricing strategies, as Alper mentioned, the cost for ingredients and distribution, logistics, which Alper is the expert on it, this differs significantly between regions. Companies face these challenges in maintaining competitive pricing without compromising quality. So the goal for our Tridge and our platform is to share insights of the major trends not just in sauce and dressing markets, but for also other value-added commodities and the processed commodities, especially in the retail sector. And we are working hard on making this data accessible, easy to use, and of course to help out the decision makers and the global stakeholders make better decision and increase their profit. Also, what we mentioned before, ingredient sourcing and consistency. Some regions have different ingredient availability, for example, which can affect the taste consistency of sauces. Previously, also I did an opinion regarding the Likamki sauce supplier change. They shifted from California jalapeno peppers to the Mexican one, but the product, despite the similar, for example, peppers, doesn't have that extra ingredient that keeps the flavor as it used to be. And also, for example, it affects the color of the product. It's no longer a recognizable hot orange color. Then it turns out to some different various colors which consumers are not used to it. They are used to buying this product on this color and this taste. When something that like that changes, this is a major change. Of course, this was influenced by the change in the suppliers. The climate change impacts the production of raw commodities, and also the cost of labor, various inputs in agriculture are driving the manufacturers, which are always seeking to lower their cost, to source their suppliers elsewhere when they get a cheaper commodity, cheaper raw ingredients. Of course, the quality is there, but the taste is missing and the color is missing, which impacted the sales of this product. So, and once you lose that confidence in consumers, it's hard to get back to right track and earn your trust with the consumers. And this is increasing the cost of the companies. So some of the success stories, like dressing brand Annie's Homegrown, successfully adapted its products for the health-conscious market, which we covered in the first question and also in the presentation. They tried to introduce organic dressings free from preservatives. This is a major selling point, and this adaptation allowed them to capture a significant share of the organic dressings in North America. On to you, Alper. Oh,
Thank
Enzir,
you.
sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Thank you so much, Boyan. That was quite interesting, especially the example you gave of Lee Kum Kee. That was quite a useful case study, and you've summarized it well. You summarized also Alper's answer. For the sake of time, I'll just move on to the last question. Okay, so our final panel question is: what are the key trends you foresee shaping the future of the sauces and dressings market globally? Alper, do you want to try this one?
Sure, MZ. The future of sauces and dressings market will be shaped by several key trends that revolve around sustainability, personalization, health, and global flavor fusion. Firstly, sustainability will become a key driver as consumers increasingly prioritize environmental impact and ethical sources. Brands will need to ensure their entire supply chain is transparent and that ingredients are sourced sustainably. Companies like Sir Kensington's are leading the charge by using fair trade certified sugar and promoting regenerative agriculture. In the coming years, we can expect more companies to follow suit by making sustainability commitments not only in sourcing but also in packaging by utilizing recyclable and biodegradable materials. Customization and personalization are also poised to grow as advancements in technology allow companies to offer personalized product recommendations based on individual taste profiles or nutritional requirements, ensuring a more tailored consumer experience. This trend aligns with the growing demand for convenience and customization, which is already reflected in success of meal kit services that include customized sauces and dressings. These services enable consumers to experience diverse and authentic flavors at home while catering to their dietary preferences. Health and wellness will continue to be a dominant force, particularly in regions like North America and Europe, where consumers are looking for functional ingredients in their everyday food products. The demand for sauces that offer added health benefits such as prebiotics, collagen, and or immune boosting ingredients is expected to increase. Brands like Primal Kitchen are already capitalizing on the trend by offering sauces rich in health fats and clean label ingredients. As consumers become more educated about the link between diet and health, they will seek sauces that provide more than just flavor but also nutritional value. On a global scale, the rise of exotic and regional flavors will continue to shape the market as consumers are exposed to more international cuisines through travel, social media, and global food shows. They will seek out more adventurous flavors. Expect to see an influx of sauces inspired by Middle Eastern, African, and Latin American cuisines. Uh, Complex spice blends like North African harissa and Ethiopian berbere are like to make their way into mainstream markets. This will be driven by consumers' desire for uh, uh, authentic experiences and more adventurous palates. Finally, the demand for plant-based and clean label products is expected to continue its upward trajectory as more consumers adopt vegan and vegetarian diets. There will be an increased need for plant-based sauces and dressing that deliver on both flavor and nutrition. Brands that can innovate in this space by offering products with minimal processing and natural ingredients will capture a growing segment of health conscious consumers. And overall, the future of sauces and dressing market will be shaped by innovation at the intersection of flavor, health, sustainability, and personalization, ensuring that consumers are not just satisfied with taste, but are also engaged with the ethics, functionality, and uniqueness of the products they choose. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alper. Boyan, sorry to just minimize your answer, but if you can just keep it a bit short so we can try and get to some of the Q&A questions.
Yeah,
Okay,
will
go
do.
ahead. Go
Thanks,
ahead,
Andy.
Boyan. Sure.
For this last question, Alper basically cover all the important case studies and examples. I will just repeat sustainability, customization and personalization, functional ingredients, global taste and global palettes, and of course, the continued growth of the plant-based products are the key takeaways for the shaping the future of the sauces and dressings market globally. The rise of botanical flavors, for example, is becoming prominent in sauces and dressings. For example, products infused with ingredients like hibiscus or chamomile are gaining popularity. We are going back again for this health conscious trend. Stuff like spicy honey, which combines sweetness and heat, a hot flavor sauce. This has been in a remarkable increase in popularity. So this is all on my side, MZ. We can now go to the chat section and
Okay, thank you so much, Boyan. Thank you, Alper, for your answers. And please, if anyone still has any question, we'll try and get to it. Just send it via the chat. And also, please pay attention to the survey. If you can, please feel that it will help us. If you give us feedback, it will help us make this webinar better. It will make us, improve our services a lot more. So please attend to that as soon as you see the link posted in the chat section. Okay, now we'll move to the Q&A session. And we received one question from, not sure if I'm going to pronounce it well, but I think it's Chike Shato Group. And they said, how can sauces produced in the small Caribbean islands like Grenada enter the international market, like offering spicy flavors from the island fruits? I want to try and ask Alpa, do you have any knowledge on this? Can you offer some advice?
Sure, MZ. To enter the international market, Grenadian sauces should emphasize their unique selling points, such as exotic flavors from local fruits and natural ingredients, compliance with international food regulations, and obtaining necessary certifications like HACCP and FDA approval are crucial. Attractive packaging that reflects Caribbean culture is also important. And producers should build partnerships with distributors and retailers specializing in gourmet foods and explore e-commerce platforms for direct sales. Digital marketing, including social media and influencer collaborations, can help raise brand awareness. Additionally, participating in trade shows and utilizing trade agreements can enhance market reach and facilitate exports. And if I can add, like at Tridge, we can support these processes by providing market insights, market intelligence, connecting producers with potential buyers, and facilitating the export processes, ensuring that Grenadian resources reach a global audience effectively.
Thank you so much, Alpa. That was quite a comprehensive answer. And I would like to thank Boyan as well for the participation in the panel discussion. Thank you, Evelyn, as well for your very expansive and well-researched presentation. This is the end of our Q&A session for now, but if you do have any questions, feel free to send any questions to us at intelligence@tridge.com, and we will attend to them as soon as we can. And thank you so much for joining us today. Just to quickly summarize, so in our agenda today, we received a presentation on the global flavor trends in sauces and dressings, and we also looked at regional market insights, opportunities, and challenges, along with the questions that were addressed during the panel session as well. So just in closing, I'd like to promote one final service from Tridge. So we have newsletter banner ads, and this is also a great way to get direct access to over 230,000 monthly Tridge.com users, as well as our newsletter subscriber database. So we have a lot of verified suppliers and buyers, as well as we mentioned earlier, and this can be a great way for an organization to actually reach out and market themselves and their services as well. So if this sounds interesting, we'll be sending this presentation to you later, and you can contact our sales team for more information using the link provided. So we look forward to hearing from you. And on behalf of Tridge and all our speakers, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.